Hi, welcome to today's Newsflash. It's Thursday, September 29th, and we're getting ready for Week 4 of the NFL season. So although it's not something I've done much of in the past, we're going to keep going on the making the picks each week. Hopefully I can get a little better, offer my insight. First game tonight, Thursday night football. Miami Dolphins at the Bengals, spread 7.5. I think the Bengals are going to win this and they're going to cover. I look at them. They've been struggling, no doubt, but I really think they're slowly getting back to being the Bengals that they were the past 5 years going to the playoffs, and Miami seems to be in disarray. I do think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, so I think they're going to go over the 47, but I take the Bengals giving the 7.5. Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. It's technically a home game for the Jaguars in London. I really think this is an interesting game. It's 2.5 point spread. Indianapolis giving 2.5. I think Jacksonville's going to cover. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think Indianapolis, they feel a little bit of relief after they beat San Diego last week. They get a win. I think they're going to take a deep breath. I don't think they're going to come out here and play with the intensity that Jacksonville does. I do think it's going to be a shootout, so I think it's going to go over the 49, but I would take Jacksonville here getting 2.5. Cleveland Browns at the Washington Redskins. Redskins giving 8 points. I really think that this game is going to be close early on, but I think in the end the Redskins will pull away and they'll win by 10 to 14 points, so they'll cover the 8-point spread. I think, though, it's going to be under the 46. So if you're going to bet on this game, take the Redskins minus the 8 and the under. Next game, Buffalo Bills at New England. New England's given 5.5 points. At this point, no one's exactly sure who's going to line up under center for New England Patriots. Is it going to be Julian Edelman? Is it going to be Jacoby Brissett? Is it going to be Jimmy Garoppolo? I'm not sure. I still think New England covers. Spreads 5.5. I think they win by a touchdown or more. Next game, we have Seattle at the New York Jets. Seattle's giving 2.5. I think this one is going to come down to a point or two. That's why I think the Jets will cover. I'm not sure who's going to win this game. I think it's going to be the late game decision, and I think this game is going to be under. I don't think the Jets offense is going to play at a very high level. They're not functioning real well right now, and Seattle is struggling to find consistency on their offensive line, and against that Jets D-line, it's going to be real tough for them to score a lot of points. Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Panthers suffered a bad defeat last week to the Vikings at home. I think they come to Atlanta. They've got a chip on their shoulder. I think Carolina goes in there and they win this. Now, there's going to be a lot of points scored, so it's going to go over the 50. But I do think Carolina wins this by about 5 to 7 points, so take them minus the 3. Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. Detroit is giving 3. I don't usually like giving points when I'm on the road, especially a dome team going outside. But in this case, I really think Detroit is a team that is on the verge of breaking through to become a very good team. And the Bears, to me, look like one of the worst teams in football. I think this game will be under the 47. I think Detroit wins, and it's going to be a big win, perhaps as many as 2 to 3 touchdowns. Next game, Tennessee at Houston. Houston's giving 5 points. I really think Houston's offense has struggled to find consistency. Osweiler has not been great. Now the Texans don't have J.J. Watt on their defense. They need a lot of guys to play more consistent for that defense to be a top defense. So I'll take Tennessee to keep this game close enough to where they cover, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I'll take the under, which is 41. Next game, Oakland Raiders at the Baltimore Ravens. I actually don't think Baltimore is a great 3-0 team, but I don't think Oakland's good enough to go on the road and win this game. I'll take Baltimore minus 3.5. I think they're going to cover it. I don't think it's going to be a big, pretty win, but I think they're going to do enough to win by 4 or 5 points. And I think this game is going to be under the 47. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. Denver Broncos travel to Tampa Bay. I really don't think this one's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I think that Denver Broncos are going to score a lot of points, and so are Tampa Bay. It's going to be an over, but I take Denver to win this one by 7 points, at least. Dallas Cowboys are going to San Francisco. I really like how the offense there, they've managed Dak Prescott to allow him to really slowly develop and get better each game. He showed great poise so far. I think Dallas is going to go in there and win, probably by about 6 or 7 points, so they'll cover the minus 2.5. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring affair, so I think take the under, go under 46 here. Next game, New Orleans Saints at the San Diego Chargers. To me, this one's going to be a game where I think San Diego's offense is going to get back on track, just like they did against Jacksonville 2 weeks ago. I think they're going to score a ton of points. I think they're going to cover the spread easily. I think New Orleans, unfortunately, is looking at another loss to go 0-4. Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's giving 8 points in this game. I think it's going to be much closer than that. Arizona does not seem to be firing on all barrels right here. I think the Rams keep it close. They may even pull out the victory here. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. I think it's going to be won by a field goal within the last 5 minutes. Kansas City Chiefs at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I look at this game. Everybody was very excited about the Steelers after 2 weeks. And even though they're getting back Le'Veon Bell this week, I just don't think they're a great team. I think the Chiefs are a very good team. I think they're getting better each week as some of their injured guys are getting healthy. I think you're going to see the Chiefs cover, maybe win in Pittsburgh, and I think this game is going to be a low-scoring affair under 47. Final game of the week, Giants at Minnesota. Minnesota Vikings giving 5. I really don't think this game is going to be close at all. I think the Vikings are the best team in football right now. They're playing lights out. My favorite to go to the Super Bowl. I think they blow out the Giants. I think they win by 14 to 15 points. I think this game is an over the 43. So those are my picks for this week. Hopefully I'll do better than I did last week. Check back in, gmjuniorscouting.com. This is Russ Landy with Thursday, September 29th. This is Week 4 NFL Picks.